There are seasons in life when everything feels ordinary. Nothing dramatic is happening. No big breakthrough. No major opportunity. No visible progress. Just routine. Just repetition. Just quiet days that look like the ones before them. And in those seasons, it is easy to believe that nothing important is happening. It is easy to feel stuck. It is easy to question your direction. But what if this ordinary season is not empty? What if this quiet chapter is actually preparation? Sometimes we think preparation looks exciting. We imagine open doors, clear signs, loud confirmations. But often, preparation looks like patience. It looks like consistency. It looks like doing the right thing when no one notices. It looks like staying faithful when results are slow. God rarely prepares you in public. Most of His work in your life happens privately. You may feel overlooked right now. You may feel like others are moving forward faster than you. You may scroll through social media and wonder why everyone else seems to be progressing while you feel still. But comparison is dangerous because it hides context. You see their highlight. You do not see their process. You see their reward. You do not see their preparation. And you do not know what God is protecting you from by slowing you down. There is a difference between being delayed and being denied. A delay means something is coming, but it is not ready yet. Denial means it will never come. Many times, what feels like denial is actually divine timing. God is not reacting to your life. He is orchestrating it. He sees the full picture. You see only the current frame. Imagine trying to judge a movie by watching only 10 seconds of it. You would misunderstand the story. You would assume the wrong ending. That is what we do with our lives. We judge the entire journey based on a single season. But your story is bigger than this moment. Right now, God may be strengthening qualities inside you that you will need later. Patience, discipline, humility, wisdom, emotional maturity. These qualities are not built overnight. They are built slowly, through repetition and testing. If blessings arrive before character is ready, they can become burdens instead of gifts. There are doors you are asking God to open. But before those doors open, your capacity must increase. Growth is not just about opportunity. It is about readiness. And readiness often feels uncomfortable. It stretches you. It challenges your mindset. It exposes weaknesses you did not know were there. But exposure is not humiliation. It is preparation. You might feel like you are in a waiting room. Waiting for clarity. Waiting for change. Waiting for breakthrough. Waiting for confirmation. Waiting rooms are frustrating because they feel unproductive. But waiting rooms serve a purpose. They prepare you for what comes next. They create space between what was and what will be. If you rush out of the waiting room too early, you may miss what you were meant to receive. There are lessons that can only be learned in stillness. When life slows down, distractions fade. You begin to notice your thoughts more clearly. You begin to confront fears you have ignored. You begin to see patterns in your behavior. Slowness reveals things speed hides. Maybe God is not holding you back. Maybe He is holding you steady. Stability is underrated. In a world obsessed with rapid progress, steady growth looks boring. But steady growth lasts. Quick success can disappear as fast as it arrives. Slow growth builds roots. Roots determine longevity. Think about trees. The tallest trees have the deepest roots. The roots grow long before the height becomes visible. Underground development is not glamorous, but it is essential. If you skip root development, the first storm will knock you down. Storms are not signs that you are failing. They are tests of your foundation. If you are still standing after difficult seasons, it means your roots are deeper than you realize. You may not feel strong. But survival itself is evidence of strength. Sometimes preparation feels like loss. You lose comfort. You lose certain relationships. You lose old habits. You lose versions of yourself that no longer fit who you are becoming. Letting go is painful, even when it is necessary. God often removes what you are comfortable with before introducing what you truly need. Comfort can become a cage. Familiarity can limit growth. When God calls you to more, He may first separate you from what is familiar. That separation can feel lonely. But loneliness does not mean abandonment. It often means transition. Transition seasons are confusing because they exist between identities. You are no longer who you used to be, but you are not fully who you will become. That in-between space feels unstable. But it is sacred. It is where transformation happens. You may be questioning your direction. You may be wondering if you made wrong decisions. You may be doubting your own abilities. Doubt is natural in growth seasons. Growth pushes you beyond your comfort zone. When you step into unfamiliar territory, insecurity often follows. But insecurity does not mean you are unqualified. It means you are stretching. God does not call the prepared. He prepares the called. If you feel unready, that does not disqualify you. It means the process is still working on you. Perfection is not the requirement. Willingness is. There are days when you feel motivated and confident. There are other days when you feel tired and uncertain. Preparation includes both. Faith is not constant emotion. It is consistent trust. Even when your feelings fluctuate, your decision to trust can remain steady. Sometimes you pray for change, but God answers with growth. You pray for easier circumstances, but God strengthens your endurance instead. You pray for clarity, but God builds your patience. The answer may not look like what you expected, but it is still an answer. Preparation is rarely comfortable. It confronts pride. It challenges impatience. It exposes fear. But everything exposed can be healed. And everything healed can become strength. You may look at your life and see imperfections. But God sees potential. He sees the future version of you who has learned from mistakes instead of being defined by them. He sees the version of you who is confident because of what you survived. He sees the version of you who leads with compassion because you understand pain. Nothing you have experienced is wasted. Every disappointment taught you something. Every delay strengthened you. Every rejection redirected you. Every closed door protected you. Even the moments that felt like failure were shaping your character. God does not measure success the way the world does. The world measures by visibility and applause. God measures by faithfulness and growth. You may not have a large audience. You may not have recognition. But if you are growing internally, you are succeeding spiritually. Preparation is not about impressing people. It is about aligning with purpose. Purpose is not always loud. Sometimes it is quiet obedience. Doing the right thing when no one is watching. Choosing integrity when shortcuts are available. Forgiving when holding grudges feels easier. Staying humble when pride feels justified. These small daily choices build the foundation for larger responsibilities. If you cannot handle small assignments with faithfulness, large assignments will overwhelm you. God increases responsibility gradually, not suddenly. You may want acceleration, but God values sustainability. Sustainable growth requires discipline. It requires consistency. It requires trust. Trust grows when you look back and see how far you have come. Take a moment and reflect on your life 5 years ago. You have survived things you once thought would break you. You have learned lessons you once resisted. You have grown in ways you did not notice day by day. Growth is subtle. It happens quietly. One decision at a time. One prayer at a time. One lesson at a time. And one day you look back and realize you are not the same person. If you are in a slow season, do not despise it. Slow seasons refine you. They teach you who you are without constant stimulation. They reveal whether your joy depends on outcomes or on faith. They expose where you need deeper trust. God is not ignoring you. He is investing in you. Investment takes time before it produces visible return. You may not see immediate results, but internal growth is happening. And when the right moment arrives, what was built in private will support what appears in public. Do not rush the process. Do not compare your timeline. Do not assume silence means inactivity. God is preparing you for more than you can currently see. And when the season shifts, you will understand why this one had to happen. Until then, stay faithful. Stay patient. Stay teachable. Because preparation is proof that something greater is coming. And when it arrives, you will be ready, not because you forced it, but because you were formed for it.